Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Project C1. My name's Dave and we're doing some suspension today. It is used suspension, I will admit. However, it's done about 1,000 miles, bought it off my mate Brian. Cheers Brian. Basically we're replacing the OEM suspension because that is all but collapsed by now. That was knackered. I was on track a couple of days ago and it's seen the end of its life. So it's about time to install these new Bilsteins that we've got and some Apex lowering springs. So let's get on with that. Okay, so this is the stuff. We've got Bilstein shocks all round and Apex lowering springs. So these are the fronts. They're already built. I bought these off a friend of mine called Brian. They've done about 1,000 miles, so they're practically new. I've got some new top mounts, complete with rubber cones and new bearings. It's lovely and smooth. These are the rear shocks, also Bilstein, and they'll get built up. And I've also got some spring assisters. They're going to sit in that gap, or maybe that gap or something like that. And basically what they're going to do is harden up the back end by putting a big chunk of rubber between the spring like that. Because at the moment the back end is quite free, so I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is jack up the car. We're going to start on the rear first because that's nice and easy, and yeah, we'll see how we go from there. Okay, so that's the rear suspension installed. I've done both sides. I did the passenger side, left hand side off camera. It actually looks like it's higher, but that's probably because we've got the spring assisters in it and the suspension hasn't yet settled. I've not driven it anywhere, so I expect it to be a little lower once the suspension has settled. And then just compare that to the other side. Yeah, it's basically the same, isn't it? So once that suspension settled, I expect that to be a little lower. But because I've got spring assisters in it, which are, can you see them? No, can you help? Once I've got these actual spring assisters in it, that will make it so that the back end is stiffer. So when I go around on track and things like that, it'll be much better to handle. So happy days. Now onto the front. So the next thing then is top mounts even. So we've got the bearing and we've got the actual mount itself. Now these, if I show you on this one that we have over here, go there. So what we've had to do, we're going to compress the springs with a set of spring compressors, the flailing death machines, and we're going to undo that nut in there and hold that one still. So that's a 17mm deep socket and a 6mm Allen key. Now I don't have the appropriate tool, so what you do then is you make one. That's a 17mm socket with a 19mm nut on the top. So that should give us a chance to hold that nut steady while we put the 6mm through it and undo that. We'll then take that off, take the bearing off, replace them with the new ones, and then the opposite to refit. So that's the top mount done. We're doing this on both. That is now lovely and smooth. There's no play in that bearing, there's no grinding noise like there was previously. Everything's good. So let's do the other one off camera and then we'll go out to the car and start swapping them out.
1,000,000 zillion jillion dillion cotillion times later.
Well, since last you saw, it's been 4 months, nearly 5. You saw that in November. It's now the last day of March. So yeah, it's been a little while, life got in the way, but here's the car. Jack's out already. Let's get the front suspension changed. Okay, so now we've got the plastic scuttle off, we've got to get the metal scuttle off because it covers the top of the top mounts on either side, which is kind of annoying. However, it's fine. In order to do that, there's a few bolts to remove the wiper motor and the electrical cable there that'll come back through this grommet and just sit on this side where that cable is there. Then we've got a handful of little 10 mils, I believe they are, 10 or 12, look like 10s. So one there, 2 on either side there. There's the same over here, and then we've got these 2 here and this one here. That will then release the metal scuttle. That will come out, minus 1 times wiper motor. That will come out, and that will give us access to the top mounts. So let's get on with that. Now then, you won't have an installation like this. This was when I did the lights in the corner, the daytime running lights and things like that. Don't worry about those. That metal scuttle will have just come out. So we're going to snip the tie wraps and we're going to reroute those inside the scuttle on the way back when we install. So yes, on with that. Okay, so what we're going to do then, just to make life easier, we're going to pop the bottom ball joint. Okay. Probably better seeing it from that side. I'm going to pop the bottom ball joint, and then I'm going to undo the top of the strut, which is just up here with that special tool that we made, and then we'll get the spreader tool. Once we've taken out the pinch bolt, spreader tool in the back of this gap just here, you can't see it, but just here, and then that will spread the back like that, and we can hammer this off this. So let's go on with that. Okay, so what we've done there then, we have popped the ball joint just there so we can get access to removing the strut. Remove the strut. I do need to tighten the top one in there actually. Remove the strut, put the spreader in the back here, widen that out after undoing this bolt and this nut. Widened that gap, hammered it off, strut came out, not a problem. And reassemble it is the reverse. So yeah, that's in. I'll tighten up the top mount now, and then that should be ready for us to put the wheel back on. Okay, so I have lowered the car now, and I've driven it a little while, about 4 or 5 miles, and it's looking much better. That arch gap's better. I'm going to change that arch actually. It's for one of the smaller ones at the back, so we'll put the big ones at the back, small ones at the front. But that arch gap is looking brilliant now. Happy with that. Let's go around the other side. Have a look down the whole length of the car. I really quite like how that sits now. So yeah, brilliant. So there we have it. Finally, after 5 months, the car is lowered 35mm all the way around on apex lowering springs and Bilstein shocks. So happy days. It handles a little bit better. I'm not sure whether that's all in my head or not, but it feels like it handles better. So I'm going to go with that. Yeah, it's actually a fairly easy job. It's just a little bit fiddly and could probably do with 2 of you, which is why Kane gave me a hand on this one. But yeah, that was done. I've been trying to get this done for ages now. It's due an MOT. I didn't want to send it on mismatched suspension, so it sort of sat like that, doing what I believe the Americans call it the Carolina squat, where the back sits lower than the front. That just looks stupid, to be honest, but aside the point. But yeah, all done. You know what to do then. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, usual YouTube algorithm good stuff. Tells the algorithm that you're enjoying the content, suggests it to more people, which is great. Remember to follow me on Instagram at dabdiy across the bottom here. And if you really like the video, you can also buy me a coffee as well. While you're supporting people like me, consider supporting my sponsors. So first and foremost, we've got TSA Performance. These guys do anything that you need for your 1KR to make it run right. I'm particularly interested in a lightened flywheel right now, so that'd be nice. That'll do well with the turbo, because I'm probably going to need to throw a new clutch in as well. We also have Form 7 Performance. I keep meaning to speak to them guys and get some braided lines for the Mark II C1 and the Volvo. But discount code on screen, go check them out. We also have X8R. Coming up soon, we have a seal kit for the Mark II, hopefully. So remember to ring the bell and get notified when I drop that video. Again, discount code on screen. We also have Mishimoto and everything that you need to cool your car. I'm going to be getting myself an intercooler from those guys. I've seen a carbon fibre one. It's expensive, but by God, it looks good. And finally, we've got Blossom Automotive. Great people to deal with. Good stickers as well. Great quality. I'm going to get another sticker kit for the top of Liz's car, actually. So remember to ring that bell, get notified when I drop that video. But yeah, you know what to do. Ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video.